Hello everyone, my name is Lucrosity, and this is my first ever tutorial, and it is on my zombie villager conversion and trading system. So what this system does is allows you to have a trading cell here, and you're able to convert the villager to a zombie villager in this trading cell, and so he never has to move anywhere, and you're only transporting the zombie. The reason I decided to do this is, as you can see, this guy has increased trades because I was punching him earlier. So if I ever accidentally punch him again, or like after I've converted him and I have decreased trades and then I get heavy fingers and just like rest my finger on my mouse and accidentally punch him and his trades go up, I can convert him again. One nice thing about this system here is that it is tileable as wide as you want, and you can actually make it so that it follows the circumference of a circle, so it actually can move these blocks forward or these cells forward and still work fine. The way that this system works is you pull a lever to say which cell you want the zombie to go to, and then you press a button to send your zombie along a railroad track in the back, and he comes right up to the cell and converts the villager for you. Yep, there we go. And then you pull the lever again and send the zombie on the way. And so you can do that for any cell in the system. So you can just choose anything in the middle or anywhere you want. And you can convert one or more at a time. And then you can also use a dispenser here to convert to splash weakness on 2 blocks away, or sorry, 2 spaces away. So in other words, you can get the zombie here, the regular villager, this other villager, and then the zombie as well. A nice thing about this system as well is that these villagers can never pick up any workstation that isn't directly in front of them on this block here. So if I were to break his barrel, obviously you see that he's not picking those up, and he'll pick up the barrel that I put in front of him. Or if I switch it out to a smoker, he'll pick up that profession. And it's pretty easy to build. There's not really much redstone, and there's not a lot of actual mechanics. It's basically just rails and a little bit of redstone. And I will now show, or give a little bit of an explanation on the cell, and then show how to build each cell. And so here's what a single cell of the zombie villager converting and trading system looks like. It's really not that complex of a design. It just uses a little bit of redstone and then some rails. One nice thing about this is, like I said and showed over there, is that it is tileable. You just have to place another cell right next to it, using the same one wall being the same and the next wall not, like this here, and then you just build the rest of the mechanics underneath. So basically how this cell works is that the villager stands right here on the rail, as seen before. He can't path find out this way at all, because under this barrel here, there are 2 carpets stacked on top of each other, which means he cannot path find anywhere out front. He can technically path find where there's only the single carpet onto the rails, which is actually useful when the zombie is trying to convert him, because it makes him run directly into the zombie. One nice thing about having the cell the way it is here is that he will only ever pick up the profession directly in front of him. So he will never pick up any professions, say, next to him in a different cell or just out in front here. So if I were to grab like a lectern or something, and I break this, he can't pick it up. It'll only be picked up if it's directly on this block in front of him. This trapdoor here is purely for when you're in survival mode. The zombie can sometimes track to you. It can see you and choose you as a target. So what you want to do when you're converting him is to flip up the trapdoor and then pull your lever, convert, or bring your zombie over, and then the conversion will go a lot more smoothly. I'm in creative, so when I show it over there, it's not. It'll go very smoothly for me. And it'll go just as smoothly if you have the trapdoor up. These buttons are basically just to send the zombie back, which is why there's that rail there in the center still to connect to this rail here where the zombie will sit to convert the villager. Redstone wise, it's literally just a redstone line going into a torch that flips the direction of this rail to have the zombie go to the villager to get converted, and then you can flip it so that it flips to send the zombie on the way, and you press this button to send the zombie back on the way. And that's what a single cell here looks like. And then here are all the blocks used to create the single cell. It is 7 of whatever wall you want. For me, it's the stripped birch logs. The 4 of just some throwaway block, which is the stone. That was what was back here previously. And so here are the blocks used to create the single cell seen in front. It takes 7 stripped birch log, which this can be anything you want to be your front wall, and then 4 stone, which is just kind of a line of sight blocker for the zombie when he's on the rail. I'll show you real fast. So when the zombie comes in this rail, it's a line of sight blocker so that he can't see the other villager, so that his only target will be this villager. And that's what that glass does as well. So then there's the 2 black stained glass. These do need to be glass just to prevent suffocation damage for the zombie. There is 6 red wool, which can also be switched out to anything you want. This is just for your redstone lines. 5 redstone dust, 1 redstone torch, 4 powered rails, 2 regular rails, and then 2 blocks of redstone, which could actually be a torch and a regular block instead. So you could actually, here, I'll show you again real fast. You could instead replace this redstone block with a torch on the side. I just did the redstone block because it's more compact, but it is a little bit more costly. And then 11 stone bricks. These are just for the floor. 2 stone buttons. I used 2 here because I wanted it to stay symmetrical. You could just get away with 1 if you wanted. 1 lever in front, 3 carpets, and then 1 barrel and 1 trapdoor. And the barrel or trapdoor can obviously be switched out to whatever profession or to whatever trapdoor looks best for you. So really, a lot of these blocks can be just changed out, but these are the amounts needed. So to build this villager trading system, each cell will be in this method. So we'll start with the center block of the cell. Just to show that this is the center block, we will place powered rail right on top of it. And then after that, we will place 1 block to the left and to the right of the powered rail of the center block. And then we will build 3 up for each one of those sides. And we will place 1 block in the center, leaving a 2 high gap on the power rail block. Then we will build out from the center block 2 blocks, and then just kind of connect everything, make a little rectangle at that point. We will then punch the block right in front of the center block out because that will be used for the carpets later. Next, we will grab our wool. We will go 2 blocks out from the center block. We will go 2 blocks below that and place 1 block of red wool. Then we will go down 2 blocks, ending up with 3 pieces of red wool, each 1 block below each other in a diagonal. And then we will go back 2 more blocks from that bottom red wool. So you'll have 3 pieces of red wool on the bottom, and then up 1 block. At this point, our redstone line area is laid out, and we will want to grab our redstone and our redstone torch. Place redstone on every red block except for the final red block, or the red piece of wool. You will want to place a redstone torch right on the last piece of red wool. Now you will take 2 white carpets. You will place 1 on the second block of redstone and place another one right above it. From there, you can place whatever profession you want. You can also leave it blank at this point in time. And then you want to grab a trapdoor. So I'm placing a lectern on top of where this wool block is, or this wool or white carpet. And then I'm going to place a trapdoor right on top of this lectern so that it flips up facing where the villager would stand at the center of the cell. And now from here, we will grab whatever flooring block or whatever block we want. This part doesn't really get seen. We will place 1 block diagonally behind and down from the center block. and then we will place 2 blocks out directly from that. We will place 1 more powered rail connecting to the center block powered rail, and then we will place 2 regular rails from there. Afterwards, we will go to the second powered or non-powered rail, just the regular rail, and build off 2 lines and place 2 more rails. At this point, you can actually replace these 2 that I just mentioned with, or the 2 branching off of the last rail, and you can actually grab a redstone block and a powered rail if you would like, and you can actually put powered rails on either side just to speed the zombie along the process. You don't have to do this. It's more beneficial if you do, because it ensures that the zombie always converts, or is always close enough to the villager to convert the villager. So I would recommend it, but you do not have to. And then now from here, we're going to grab another white carpet. We're going to place it on the power rail right next to the center block power rail, blocking off where the villager would stand. Then we will grab 2 more building blocks and place them so that the walls cannot be seen through, just right next to the white carpet, 2 blocks up where the villager will be standing. Leave the center block open still. And then we will grab 2 pieces of glass. Any type of glass will work. I just am using black stained glass just because. And you will want to place 1 directly above the turned rail, and then 1 diagonally up from that. So if you can just place 1 above the other rail and then place 1 above that, and then break the 1 above the rail. And that is the entire cell pretty much set up. All you need now is a lever and a button. So now if we have our lever, we place it right in front of our workstation. And then our buttons, we want to place on either side of the lectern. You don't have to have it on both. I just like it for simplicity's sake. And now if we were to pull this lever, the rail will be set in one direction, and if we pull it again, it'll be in another direction. Generally, the unpowered mode is the non-conversion. In this case, it seems to be the conversion. It's probably just how I connected them in the start. I think you can change it just like that by removing the rail in front, letting it connect, and then, no, I guess it's just directional. So you will want to make sure to know which direction your lever is for conversion. So right now, as you can see, the powered version is the zombie pass-through, whereas the unpowered version of the lever, or unpowered state of the lever, is the zombie conversion. And that's how you build 1 cell of this zombie conversion system. And so this, like I said, is tileable in that I could build another one right directly off of this. I can build it as long as I want. As you see over here, I have 8 villagers. That's just to show the whole being able to use weakness on 4 of them at a time with a dispenser in the center. But you can build it as long as you want. And I will also show you now what I was talking about, how you can build it 1 tile forward. So here is a creative copy of my Let's Play world, where I actually have this farm, or this zombie villager trading and conversion system in place. One thing that you can notice about this is that it actually follows the circumference of my base. So that was one thing I had mentioned before, that you can actually build these cells 1 block forward. So you can actually build them in a circle, which I thought was pretty cool and was one reason I wanted to use this system in here. And I also used different wood just to differentiate which type of villager it is, which I thought was pretty nice. And then I could also build them 1 block up, but I had to offset them a little bit so the redstone didn't run into the rail lines of the previous ones. But yeah, this is just an actual implementation of it, and kind of shows how creative you can get with this system and how you can kind of fit it to your needs. There's only one thing that's a little bit weird with building it in a circle, and that is that the rails, when sending the zombie to the next cell, if they're on a corner like this here, it can be a little bit weird when sending the zombie back, because in this state, when the lever is not pressed, it would send the zombie back to where it started, so it would actually come back to this cell here. So you actually need to send the zombie off when the lever is still active. So if I were to show that example, if I press it here and then send the zombie to this cell, I have to then send the zombie back away with this lever still pressed instead of flicking it again like you normally would with these straight or with some of the other ones. Once you know though which ones it is, it's a little bit easier. You can always just like mark it, but that's kind of how this one works and how you can get creative with it. And so that was my tutorial of my zombie villager trading system, or zombie villager converting and trading system. Let me know if you have any comments below, or if I went a little too fast over something and you would like me to show something else in a little bit more detail. But that's been my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Like if you liked it, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you would like to. Bye.